And then finally, our main event of the evening. We get to see John Cena, but we have to suffer Grayson Waller at the same time because he's on the Grayson Waller effect. And I'll tell you, I'm going to tell you at the start, I would have been pissed about this whole thing if it wasn't that Cena is back for how many multiple weeks they said through he's going to India and all that stuff. Because he didn't speak. He did almost nothing here. And they're still trying to get Waller over. Do you see Waller ever getting over or just getting more annoying?
I personally see him as annoying. I fear that he will get over because of shoving him down everyone's throat. You can't avoid him on this show now.
Well, they did the entrance for Cena. And again, huge ovation, chance. It would have blown the rest of the show to shame, except for The Rock, who got a bigger one. But by the time he sat down, they had 9 minutes on the air, and Waller talked and did the deal where he knocks Cena's pay-per-view hosting and kept interrupting him. And, the fake insincerity, the delusional egotism, the boringness of Grayson Waller. And then finally, Cena takes off his hat and shirt and is like he's ready to fight. So Waller's going to let him speak. And then suddenly Uso music plays and here comes Jimmy. And now Jimmy and John have the face off. And Jimmy snatches John's microphone away before he can speak again. And says, nobody wants to see you here, John. They came to see me. And he dares Cena to either embarrass him or get the hell out of his ring. Because he's trying to earn his way back in the bloodline. He says he's in it, but he can't get Solo and Paul and Roman to say he's in it. So as he dares Cena to get out of his ring, Solo's music plays. And he comes out and has a face-off with Cena. And suddenly, he snatches Jimmy and goes for the spike on Jimmy, but that's a sucker so that he can super kick Cena behind him. Boom. And then Solo gets on Cena. And AJ comes out and gets on Uso. And Cena comes back on Solo. And then Jimmy. And then the heels bail out of the ring. And that was it. And Cena never said a fucking word. So I'm glad he's coming back. Because elsewise I'd be pissed.
Yeah, I don't get the Waller stuff because he comes across fake and annoying. He didn't really have a impressive physique, in there with the other guys he was in there with when we saw him in a tag match a few weeks ago.
He looks like some clown from TMZ that they got to be a celebrity interviewer that doesn't know wrestling, doesn't really know how to interview, and looks like shit compared to the talent. That's just my opinion, right off top of my head.
And with Cena, they're going to get the most out of the least. He didn't have to say anything. Especially on a show with The Rock. He didn't have to say anything. And I guess they're going to now set up, they're kind of showing you the idea of Cena and AJ against at least Solo, maybe Jimmy, if the Bloodline will allow him back in. Because earlier in the show, what was it? Who was he talking to backstage? Oh, Finn Balor. And Finn Balor's like, you should join the Judgment Day. Heyman's in the background. There's like a flashlight on his face or whatever. So
you can see him.
You see him all the way in the background looking and listening. And you're like, this is ridiculous. But it works because of who's in it. But I guess they're teasing that it'll be Solo and Jimmy versus AJ and Cena. I'm glad they got AJ away from the OC. They take all the energy away from him.
Yeah, and what are they doing now? Not that I'm complaining. But
probably getting their tweets ready for, fuck WWE. Whatever.
Well, they just kind of hang around in the back. He sees them every once in a while. But
that's right.
But that was SmackDown for September 15th. So it was a rocky road for Tony Khan to navigate this week because he just got a giant pebble put in his path of rating success.
All right.
Yeah. Well, so what are we doing next?
Is that it? Was that the whole show?
I think we've done most of it by now.